Hey guys, I want to take a quick moment and just say thank you so much for all of the wonderful comments and messages you left on my last video about my mom, for all of your good thoughts, wishes, and prayers. It means so much to me and my family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In last week's video, I talked about the critical role that diet plays in our health and well-being. But today I want to touch on the mental and emotional aspects of healing as well, because those should not be ignored. They also play a role. Our thoughts and emotions, the things we hold on to, mental blocks we have about certain things can definitely play a role in disease and in our overall health and well-being. They can settle in specific areas in our body, and we can hold on to those things and eventually manifest health issues. A great example of this is author Louise Hay, and she's written many books about this subject, and one of them was Heal Your Body. She talks about how she was a battered child and how she was raped at 5 years old. Later in life, she ended up getting vaginal cancer. Since she already understood the mental and emotional aspects of healing, once she found out she had this cancer, she knew she had to go and do some deeper internal work regarding this issue that she had as a child and the resentment that she was holding towards her abusers. She knew that if she didn't address that issue, that no matter what they did, if doctors cut it out or how she treated it, if she didn't deal with the original mental, emotional aspect that created this, she knew it would just come back. And this often happens with people where if they don't address the issue, it will come back in the same place or it will move somewhere else in the body. So we have to treat the body as a whole, and that's one thing that Louise did as well, because she also knew that she needed to address her lifestyle and dietary habits, which she changed as well. That's one of the many reasons why I love a raw food diet, because when you're eating an all raw diet and you're not numbing yourself with cooked food, when emotions come up, you have to face them. It's very difficult to shove them down or ignore them with dense, heavy cooked food, which is so easy to do. Some people do it with alcohol, they do it with drugs, they do it with sex. You can escape your emotions in a variety of these ways. But with a raw food diet, you really learn to feel your emotions. When they come up, you learn to feel them, recognize them, experience them. You learn to cry, you learn to get angry, you learn to let out those emotions so that they don't get repressed, so they don't get shoved down and locked into certain areas of your body where, if left untreated, can become a health issue, and sometimes very serious health issues. Louise has an app called Heal Your Body, and I really like it because when you want to address that mental, emotional aspect of whatever health condition you're dealing with, it can really help you look deeper into the issue and why it's happening. So for example, she goes through a whole alphabet of symptoms and illnesses, and since acne is a really common one, I'll just touch on that and give you the brief explanation of how she looks at acne. So she says the probable cause is not accepting the self, dislike of the self. So if you're dealing with acne, there's something about yourself that you dislike or you don't approve of or you don't accept of yourself. And for each issue, she gives you a new thought pattern, or some would call it an affirmation. And so this one is, I am a divine expression of life. I love and accept myself where I am right now. And so if you just kind of sit with that and look at that and how that relates to you, what do those words mean to you? What does not accepting yourself or disliking yourself, how does that resonate with you? And what comes up for you when you just sit and think about that? It can really open you up to some things that you didn't realize you were suppressing or something that you weren't facing about yourself. Another common ailment people have is back problems. And she goes into just the back, she goes into lower, she goes middle, upper, depending on what you have, but just in general, the probable cause of a back issue, it represents the support of life. So if you're not feeling supported in life, the new thought pattern is, I know that life always supports me. So again, you would just kind of sit with those words and sit with that thought and see where you don't feel supported in life, and see if that brings up any emotions or thoughts or issues for you. I'll do one more so you get an idea. Addressing weight issues. She puts it under fat. So she addresses fat in general, then she addresses fat arms, fat belly, fat hips, fat thighs, and I'll just go to the general cause of fat. And she says the probable cause is oversensitivity. Often represents fear and shows a need for protection. Fear may be a cover for hidden anger and a resistance to forgive. The new thought pattern is, I am protected by divine love. I am always safe and secure. I am willing to grow up and take responsibility for my life. I forgive others, and I now create my own life the way I want it. I am safe. So if any of this resonates with you, you can look into getting Louise's app. It can really open your eyes to a lot of things that you may be holding on to, or emotions or mental blocks that you might have about something in your life. Another great book that you might find really helpful that really goes into more detail and depth on every ailment is Your Body's Telling You, Love Yourself by Lise Bourbeau. That book has also been really interesting and very eye-opening. She goes into much more detail on each thing, and if you can uncover those, you'll find that you live a much freer, happier life once you release those mental and emotional aspects that you're holding on to, those thought patterns or beliefs that you strongly believe, something that you picked up or thought or made a judgment about when you were very, very young, maybe somewhere between the ages of 1 and 6 or 1 and 7. You make judgments about things, and then you carry those beliefs and judgments and patterns with you your entire life. Even though they no longer hold truth in your current reality, you're still dragging that stuff with you, and it's still affecting you. So you can find a lot of freedom by releasing these things. And we have to look at everything. It's like the spokes of the wheel that I talked about last time with your relationships and getting out in nature and having a certain amount of sunshine and getting plenty of sleep and all of those things. It all plays a role, and it's all stuff that we need to look at and make sure that we find balance in each of those areas. And I think Dr. Graham even has said many times, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And the mental emotional aspect can very well be one of your weaker links. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, leave me a comment down below and let me know if anything that I shared in this video resonated with you, or if you've read either one of these books, or if you have this app. I'd be really curious to hear about your experiences. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at Raw Synergy. I try to post Instagram stories every day of what I'm eating and some other little life event stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.